The season isn't even finished yet and we are rife with transfer rumours. We're talking about clubs that have already gone down, clubs that are potentially on the cusp of relegation. West Ham aren't mathematically safe, however. We are apparently raiding Southampton. Apparently we're in pole position to sign the fullback Kyle Walker-Peters, a player that we've been chasing apparently for several summers and several transfer windows. We've already made an offer to the soon-to-be free agent, according to several reports. Now, West Ham do want to sign a new left-back, and Walker-Peters' ability to play across the defence is seen as a valuable asset, something that we definitely look into playing across different positions. Now, every time clubs are relegated from the Championship, many clubs from the Premier League and all around Europe start to try and poach the best talents from the fallen teams for, you could say, below the value of what they're worth. And it happened with several clubs last summer. It's always happened, and it seems it will happen again with Southampton, and potentially who else goes down with him, including potentially Ipswich and Leicester. One of the teams fighting to be promoted next season, many other clubs fighting to be promoted next season, are also on the lookout for some of those players, and some of those players included the further raid, which could be Aaron Ramsdale. Now, the former Arsenal keeper moved to the St Mary's last summer, signing a 4-year deal on deadline day. The length of his contract will give Southampton more leverage on their asset when it comes to negotiations for him, but they haven't had any control of the future of one of their appealing assets in Kyle Walker-Peters. Now, West Ham, we believe, are on the lookout for a goalkeeper, and Ramsdale could fit that. I'm not so sure, but that's up for debate, so we can talk about that in another video moving forward in the future. But Kyle Walker-Peters, his contract is up. He's set to leave Southampton for free this summer, and he's already been eyed up by many top clubs, with West Ham leading the chase for the ex-Spurs man. Now, a contract offer has already been made to Walker-Peters, according to reports, and he's seen by West Ham boss Graham Potter as a great option to provide versatility across his back line, as he's not only the defensive asset from not just only that kind of defensive thing, he can get forward. Now, we do know West Ham have got the full-back position on the right-hand side, Wan-Bissaka covered, but we are going to be looking at the versatility of players and what they're capable of doing, especially with the rise of Ollie Scarles out on the left. We know Walker-Peters can play on that left-hand side as well, and we expect Soufal to head out the door. Walker-Peters, who's estimated to earn around 20k a week at Southampton, has been looked at by many other Premier League clubs, and he could be in a situation to negotiate quite good salary for himself. He started every Premier League game that he's played in this season, only missing 2 Premier League matches across the entire campaign. There's as little as makes no difference in his ability to play on either side of the flank, making him incredibly versatile and useful. And barring some form of miracle that they will be playing with him in the Championship, it looks like Southampton are going to have to find someone else to fill their shoes, Walker-Peters' shoes. Now, I like Walker-Peters. I think he's a player that West Ham should genuinely look at. I think he would definitely offer us another option and another challenge for our defence and our overhaul coming into the summer. So I've mentioned Aaron Ramsdale, I've mentioned Walker-Peters. A couple of other players rumoured to be linked to West Ham from Southampton is Taylor Harwood-Bellis. Apparently he's going to become available this summer because he wants to stay in the Premier League rather than dropping down to the Championship. And apparently sources are suggesting that Southampton will demand something close to £20 million for the player to recoup some of the money they spent on him in 2024. Now, he is a clever centre-half, your modern day centre-half, you could say, and he excels in kind of keeping the possession and being in a possession-based team, which is what Potter wants to try and achieve. He's known for his ability to build play from the back, and he's got good solid defensive attributes as well. He's a strong defender, comfortable in defending, and he's well known for his interceptions and finding space from the back line. He's a valuable asset in teams that want to prioritise possession. He's often involved in building the play from the back, like I've mentioned. He can get forward, his willingness to contribute to going forward. He's got strong ability dealing with crosses and long balls. He's averaging about 3.5 clearances per game. He's got really strong defensive instincts, so you know he's quite aggressive in his play sometimes, but he's more of a ball-playing centre defender, your modern-day centre defender. If you can add that aggressiveness to him, I think he's one for the future. You can definitely watch on. And he's got Premier League experience, which could be another option. Now, I think there are other players out there, and I suppose that deal could depend on whether or not Aguerd comes back to the club. We will have to wait and see. And another player from Southampton is the rising star, Tyler Dibling. He's known for his dribbling, strong ball carrying abilities and his knack for creating opportunities, and we know we need that in abundance. And I wonder, with these kind of players, mixing with some of the players we've got, especially as we expect a big turnover coming this year, he can carry the ball forward, making him a dangerous player in the counter-attack. He's young, he's enthusiastic, he's got Premier League experience, he's a versatile player, comfortable operating as a right winger or an attacking midfielder. He creates chances not just for himself but for others. He's strong, he's got a strong build, it allows himself to hold off defenders, he wins fouls, he's a very difficult player to mark. He's known he's got quick feet, close control, good body balance, which allows him to drift past defenders with ease. He's got a good shot from outside the box, and he's a knack of finding the back of the net as well. You know, he wears these, he's the modern day kind of midfielder, low socks, small shin pads, and he's a confident player on the park, and I wonder if those are the sort of players that West Ham are looking to do. You know, I've done a video the other day talking about how Liam Delap could fit in to the West Ham setup, but yeah, it's interesting, and I wonder if West Ham will start to raid Southampton. I don't expect West Ham to bring in those 4 particular players, but a couple of that 4 I would be okay with, and I think the 2 I'd be more excited about would be Walker-Peters and Dibling from Southampton, more than Ramsdale and Bellis as well. So let me know your thoughts on the players I've mentioned. Would you like us to go in and raid Southampton? And on top of that, you've got players potentially heading down into the Championship from Ipswich. I've mentioned Delap, but there could be other players there as well. With West Ham expected to raise some much needed funds this summer to be able to go into the market and rebuild under Graham Potter and Cal McCauley, then I could see some of these players being an option. What do you think? Put it in the comments, let me know your thoughts, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and come on you Irons.